Hi guys, welcome to the channel. We're going to be solving question 47 from the chapter 6 of Beer Johnston textbook, and we have to determine the force in member DF, EF, and EG of the truss shown. So members that we have to figure out are DF, which is this one, EF, and EG. So since we are asked to find specific members, we're good to go with the method of sections, and we have to pick a section that passes through all these three members. So it seems if we do a section like this, we should be able to find the force in each member. But before that, we have two different supports at this. We have a pin at point A, which means we have AY and AX. And if we look at point N, we'll see we have a roller, meaning we can move freely in X direction. So no X component, since we are neglecting the friction. So we only have a normal force of N for now. And now we can use our equilibrium equations. Sum of all forces equals 0, and sum of all moments about any points in here has to be 0 too. But if we look at the truss by itself, we'll see that the truss is symmetrical and the two loads that we have in here are symmetrical too. So the truss is symmetrical. That means the AX in here has to be 0. So we can figure that out also by doing the sum of all forces in X direction. The only force is AX, which means AX 0. And also if you do the sum of all forces in Y direction is equal to 0, we basically have AY and N. But based on the symmetry of the truss, we can figure out that the AY is equal to N. And in that case, we have basically 2AY or 2N is equal to 0, meaning both AY and N are 0. So basically, we don't have any reactions at A and N. So now we're good to go to draw the free body diagram for the section that we did. So basically, we are dealing with this part of the truss. So I'm just going to draw the free body diagram here. We will have something like this. So we have 16 kilonewtons at point A, have point B in here. This is point C. This is D, and this will be E. And here are the forces that we need to find in each member. Regarding the direction, we can pick whatever we want for now. Let's just go with these directions. And if we get a negative sign at the end, that shows that our assumption is not correct. So these two are going to end up in point F. So this would be FDF. This will be FEF. And here we're going to have FEG. So if we look at this, we'll see that we have the most unknowns at point E. It makes sense to start our equation by finding the moment about point E. That way we can get rid of two of the unknowns that we have. We can find FDF. But before going there, let's just figure out the angle that we have in here. And if we look at it, we'll see that we have this right triangle that one side is 3 and the base is, we have 4 panels each. 4, so this is 4, and based on the Pythagorean theorem we can find the hypotenuse, which is 5. So this here is 3, 4, 5. So if we want to find the moment about point E, we know FDF only the y component will make moment. This is our x and y. So only the y component is going to make moment about point E. The x component is going to pass us through point E, so no moment from that one. And if we look at the moment, we'll see that the moment will be in this direction. So it's a clockwise moment, so negative FDF. The distance that we have is and then we have to figure out the y component, which is 3 over 5. So it will be technically the sine of that angle, which would be opposite 3 over the hypotenuse, or 5. And the distance, we know each panel is 4 meters, so this is 4 meters, and this will be 4 meters, so times 4. And we have the moment of the 60 Newton. As we can see, it's a counterclockwise moment. So plus 16 times the distance would be the vertical distance to the line of action, which will be this distance. So we have 2 times 3 or 6 equals 0. That's pretty much everything that we have. We can cancel 4 and 16, so we get 4 in here, and FBF in here would be 4 times 6 times 5 divided by 3. You can cancel these two. So we're going to get 40 kilonewton. For FDF, we didn't get any negative sign. That shows that our assumption for the direction was correct. And the member will be in here and the opposite direction of the force applying from the joint to the member. So the member would be in tension. So we found one of them. Let's move on to the other one. Now we can go with the sum of all forces in X direction, and that way we can find FEG. The same angle applies in here too, so this will be also 3, 4, 5. And if you want to find the X component, we have the X component of FDF, which is to the right. So positive FDF we figure out is 40 times, this time we have 4 over 5 because we have the angle, we have the cosine of that angle, plus FEG times 4 over 5 plus 16 is equal to 0. We can cancel out 4 in each of these. So 40 divided by 5 is 8 plus FEG divided by 5 plus 4 is equal to 0. So FEG, first of all, would be negative, and it will be minus 12 times 5, which will be 60 kilonewton. And the direction was actually in the opposite of what we expected. So this has to be actually in this direction. So the correct direction was this one, and the member has to be in the opposite direction. So this member is actually in compression. And now that we have this, we can do sum of all forces in Y direction, and that way we can find the FEF. So if we do sum of all forces in Y direction, we have again the Y component of FDF. FDF was 40 times 3 over 5. We have the Y component of FEG. We can go with our assumption that was positive in there. We just put the value minus 60 based on what we found. And again, 3 over 5 is the Y component, and we have plus FEF is equal to 0. And let's see what we're getting here. So we have 40 minus 60. If we factor 3 over 5 in here, we have 40 minus 60 is equal to minus FEF. So this will be minus 20. We can cancel out the negative sign, and 20 and 5. 20 divided by 5 will be 4, and FEF would be 12 kilonewtons. Now let's see if the member is in tensional compression. So we didn't get any negative sign, so that's actually the correct direction. So the member, I'm going to show it in here, the member there would be in tension as well. So yeah, that would be the final answer for this question. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. We are covering 3 different textbooks in this channel. Let me know if you want me to solve any specific problem from these textbooks. Then I can cover it in the next videos. And you guys take care. I'll see you in the next one.